Oh, do we have another special episode of Tommy Talks, this time with a man that had 54 disposals in one game. That's enough disposals I had in my whole career. And we talk about how do you find the ball in a game, and he gives the tips out. That's right. Harry Sheezel from the North Melbourne Football Club joins us. We break down that epic goal that he kicked on Good Friday, North Melbourne, the role he's playing in the leadership group, and all the highs and lows so far, plus plenty more. And even a little trick he's got in the sauna. Wait till you hear about this one. You're going to love it. He even has a bit of a laugh. He's a great character. Tune in. Big pod.
Hi, I'm Shaquille O'Neal. I'm wearing Rick's sunglasses, made in Australia.
Shaq loves Australia.
See?
There we go.
First commercial right there.
Head to checkout and use the discount code ACES and you'll get 20% off site-wide. Rick's, eyewear that inspires confidence. Oh, we have another big episode today. A man that just finds the prune. Sheez, welcome to Tommy Talks, mate.
Thanks, Tommy. Yeah, good to be here.
Just two elite operators. It's just great to be amongst the company, hey?
Yeah, no,
you might actually teach me a few things. I've heard one of the things I saw when I think you did a podcast with Mick Barlow, was it?
Yeah.
Just went viral, that clip on your nutrition. So I'm looking forward to diving in later on.
Yeah, we'll get into it. He made me seem pretty intense that day. The way I answered a few questions, it'll be a bit more lighthearted today, I'm sure. But no, it's good.
Today, day off. Appreciate you popping in, mate. We always start off with a little bit of what's brewing with our friends at Inglewood Coffee. You love your coffee?
Do actually.
Well, I've got a little treat for you later on. What's your coffee order? Just while we're on it?
Long black.
Long black, just simple. Love it. Fifth quarter camp. Our man Toby Green, he's a founder of that. Seen you and Zachy Merritt. We're doing some great work with the kids. Just talk to us about what happened there.
Yeah. We were out there this morning at Salesian College. Like you said, Toby and Isaac Heaney, they started fifth quarter camps up in Sydney, try to grow the game over there for kids on school holidays, and it really took off and they grew it really well. And the company, it's called Made Sports Group. So they helped Toby and Isaac run it, and they're bringing it here to Melbourne. So I'm getting involved in that and trying to grow it for kids in school holidays here in Melbourne. So we've done 2 so far. Today was the second, and looking to do a few more.
Jay and Willie Edwards, we'd better give them a shout out. They're good, man. I was with Will at John O'Rourke's wedding. He's a fantastic fellow. They're doing some good things at Made. They make you guys look elite. They handle all your social content, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They're best to work with. Great guys, and they help me with my content for sure.
It's great because you can't do it all. And day off, what do you normally do on a day off if you're not doing, building your life away from footy? Are you extra recovery? What's your studying?
Yeah, I'm studying part-time business sports management at Deakin, just online. So I wouldn't say I do that every off day. Do it here and there when I need to, get the assessments done. But yeah, off day kind of changes week to week. I like to do a few things I like to tick off in terms of either like doing an extra upper body gym session or a bit of recovery, always doing a sauna and a bit of that. But it changes week to week based on what I need to do. And if I have an important podcast to go on like this, it takes priority.
I love that, mate. You're making me sweat here. What about? Do you change the way you attack a week pending the result?
I try not to. I try to keep it pretty consistent with my routine. I'll have a kind of set thing that I do most days, depending on, I guess, how long the break is between games. So like it's a 6-day break, 7-day break, 8-day break. I like to map out my week the day before we get into the club. So I've got my journal and I kind of write everything that I need to do to get me mentally and physically prepared for that next game. So I like to keep it pretty consistent to keep myself kind of level and don't try and change week to week because, as you know, it's a week's a long time in footy. So if you can stay pretty level and not ride the highs and lows as much, it holds you in good stead.
Mate, you're built differently. You've got a great head on your shoulders. And I've written here today, I want to understand what makes you so different. So at the end of the podcast, hopefully we can get out a few secrets to a few people that are listening, a few parents that want to teach their kids some elite behaviours. Let's start with your early days, the Jewish heritage, your local club Ajax and the VAFA. I just want to understand a little bit about that growing up and some, I guess, the way you were brought up so we can get closer to understanding that question later on.
Yeah. So very fortunate to be brought up kind of in the Jewish community. It is a really close community. So I went to a Jewish school called Mount Scopus from prep all the way through to year 12 and played for Ajax, which is the local Jewish club, played basketball for a club called Maccabi. So it's all very connected. All my my closest friends were from school and from football and basketball. So, very fortunate to be brought up in that community. It is an amazing, I guess, loving community. Everyone is so well connected. Everyone knows everyone, and they're so supportive of me now as well. I wasn't religious or anything growing up, but we were pretty observant of like the main holidays in the Jewish religion. So, I kind of just love that family connection side of things, that we come together most weeks for a dinner and then some festivals like for the big things. So, really close-knit family. That's kind of what I'm really grateful for growing up, and community, and hopefully that answers the question.
No, it's good. It's good. I mean, as I'm reading my notes here, but like you're the first Jewish draftee since 1999. Does that hit? And does that, when you walk around the community, you'd be a cult figure, but do you think about that?
A little bit, kind of in a positive way. Like people ask me, do you feel the pressure? I'm like, not at all. I just try and be a role model for these kids, because I'm not too sure why there haven't been many more drafted, because all my friends and I, we grew up around football, love football, and it was all we did. So I'm not sure why there aren't a few more running around. Hopefully they're coming through soon so I can play with a couple. But I just try to be like a normal kid. I just love my footy growing up with my friends, kick the footy. So try and do the same, be a good role model for others so they can follow a similar path.
When did you know you were elite? We're going to talk about the draft in a second, pick 3, and geez, what a draft it was, that top 4. But when did you know, we all know there's a time where you go, I'm really good at this?
I always loved the game. Always, as everyone, you want to dream of playing AFL, and that's what you do in the backyard, trying to be AFL players, dreaming about running there outside on the G and stuff.
Who did you dream to be? Who did you support?
I was a big Hawks fan growing up, so I loved Buddy. Buddy was my number one. I think he's the GOAT. Just what he could do on the field, not many can. I used to run around kicking goals, trying to be Buddy Franklin, Cyril, Luke Hodge, all those guys, and really looked up to them and was very fortunate to go to a few grand finals and see them win flags. So that's where the passion really started.
You can thank me later for 2015, mate. You can thank me later.
I think I've already thanked you. I mentioned it earlier on Instagram. That was a funny time.
Oh, it wasn't so funny for me, but anyway, we keep moving.
When I thought I was elite, probably not till pretty late. I was always a pretty good junior. I won a few league best and fairests and played interleague and all that, and actually had a year in interleague where I didn't make the one, so I thought it was all over for me. I thought I was done and dusted.
How old were you there?
15.
Oh, nice. Gee, where are we?
So, I thought I was done. Thought, oh no, maybe it's not going to happen, but always had the belief that I was good enough, and I think from then on worked pretty hard, and was fortunate enough. I think with my bottom age year, I was like, I think I can make it.
Yeah, you start to see all the players that have gone before you, and you start making the elite squads and all that. Who was the most elite, under 18 state player that you played with or against when you went through the draft? Obviously, we're going to get to your draft when you got Cadman, Ashcroft, you, Wardlaw as a top 4. But was anyone that just stood out and you're like, he's going to be a superstar?
Well, I played Sandy Dragons with Will Ashcroft, and he was always incredible, just dominated every game. But a good story is I played local footy against George. He was St. Peter's, I was Ajax. And we played against each other, I think, from under 11s. He actually won more league BNS than me. He always got me. I was usually second or third. He was just a beast from day one. So pretty cool story to end up getting drafted, one pick apart together, and he's still probably my favourite player now.
That's awesome. Was he still hard as nails back then as well, just jumping on the ball and...
Just a man-child, couldn't tackle him, but his skills as well. He was a freak.
Oh, that's unbelievable. They're those blokes that are built like a brick shit house early days. They normally don't grow, but if they do, they then convert to AFL.
He's just so powerful, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And then the draft, just fondest memories of that draft year and the pressure. Obviously, you would have known late that you're starting to go really high and not sure where you're going to go and whatnot. How was all that?
Yeah, it was like I spoke before about not riding the highs and lows. It's different when you're 18, when all you dreamed about is getting drafted to the AFL. So every time you hear something about where you're projected to go, you read into it. And I spent most nights searching my name up on, Safari and
Big Footy. Big Footy was the one that all the forums all back in the day. I remember my mum used to go on Big Footy. I go, Mum, get out of it, would you?
Yeah, my dad loves it. He probably still searches my name up every day. Now I definitely don't do that. I stay away from that stuff. But and Cal Toomey, the draft guru, always trying to see what he's saying about you to see where you're going to go. And so I did that, which was a bit of an I guess it was all part of the process, and you love it during that stage. And it was hard with school trying to juggle that, but I think I did a pretty good job balancing the two in the end. And yeah, fortunate enough to get picked up pretty early.
It's amazing, mate. And what about the draft comparison? I remember, I think it was Jay Clark, he compared me to Mick Barlow, I reckon, in the paper. I wanted Stephen Hill, but did you have any comparisons in the paper, and who'd they put you next to?
I always kind of got the Toby Green comparison. I was a bit of a half forward my 17, 18 year. I used to love a goal and kind of that mid-sized forward. But I think the one when it comes up when you get drafted, I think it came up with Lincoln McCarthy or something.
Oh, Link. There you go.
So
it's more of a small forward.
Yeah, I know. Well, I got drafted kind of as a small forward, that hybrid. So it's changed a fair bit. Went to half-back straight away and then into the midfield, so not quite what I thought.
I was going to ask you that later on, but we might as well ask it now. Where is your favourite position? Where do you want to play? Because it is a dangerous position to play when you can go mid-forward.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can sit on half-back and direct traffic and play that quarterback role is really important. Do you like being thrown around, or you'd prefer to be just a midfielder?
I'm enjoying playing pure kind of midfield at the moment with a little bit of half forward. I think I play a bit more of that like defensive role, sort of like how a halfback plays, but through the midfield. So I'm enjoying that a lot. I think I've been playing my best footy there, can play pretty consistent football there. But I think my evolution, ideally, I'd love to get back amongst the goals, and I would have still find the footy, but I think I have the potential to kick a few more goals and impact the scoreboard in the game that way. So hopefully it starts to come out.
Speaking to Mick Barlow, who's a good friend of mine, he's your midfield coach, and we'll dive right into that later. But he reckons this year you're starting to sense the occasion a little bit more. You know, we saw that Good Friday game where you kicked the match winner and then Jai Boy finished it off. But you're really starting to sense that instead of kind of waiting back. And the reason that you probably have waited back a little bit is because you're such a team player. He said if they tell you to go play a selfless role, you'll go do it, where most superstars, growing up, they don't like playing that role, but you've played it really well. But he reckons you're sensing the moment, and that was one of those ones that you definitely sensed and you nailed. And you walk away from that, you must be feeling unbelievable in your own skin, knowing that you really seized it.
Yeah, that game was pretty special. Probably the best feeling I've had playing footy. The crowd was just so loud, like I've never heard a North game so loud, and it was a pretty special feeling, and the fans definitely got around it. But I think that's just a bit of the maturity of myself and a few others as well. We speak about it as a leadership group about sensing the moment and trying to step up in that. It was actually a couple of years ago when Mick first got to the club. I think he was a development coach then. We had that game against Collingwood where we were up by like 40 points at halftime. Then they came back and beat us pretty late by a point or so. And I was pretty filthy with myself with my fourth quarter. And I spoke to Mick about it after that. And ever since then, he's been really big on coming to me at like 3/4 time or something and saying like, this is a big moment, like embrace it and go and do your thing. Which has really helped. And I think mainly it's more about mindset, just preparing yourself and understanding the moment and understanding that the best players stand up in the biggest moments. And we haven't been in too many, unfortunately. This year we've been in way more. So I'm just trying to embrace that as much as possible and trust the work that I do. And hopefully can keep stepping up in those moments. The Carlton one was nice, and unfortunately against Brisbane missed a goal in the last quarter. So 1 week good, 1 week not so good. So
it's all right. We're going to stay with the Carlton one because, mate, I was screaming at the TV. I was at my mate Reedy's house, and I'm a big supporter of North, and I'm riding all the highs and lows, and I've been pumping yous up all pre-season, and you guys are doing me proud. I said you'd win 4 in a row. You got beat by West Coast. I couldn't believe it. But we'll take 3 out of 4. But that moment, the sidestep, was that just instinct?
Yeah, it was. It was kind of, I wasn't thinking, like, they're the moments that you love the most when you just, your body takes over and you're not really thinking, it just happens. And that was that moment. Then I didn't really see Walsh coming. I just kind of naturally just moved out the way and body took over. And it was a pretty special feeling.
Oh, it's an exciting time to be a North Melbourne fan. I think you guys have got a great list. As I said, I've been watching for a long time, and it's like enough's enough, and you can kind of see the group. It's taken that next shift. How important are these wins? It's important to learn how to win, and you've won a few now. See, it's not like, oh yeah, we're happy with a few wins. It's like, no, we need to keep winning. So have you seen a shift in the group?
I have. I think there's just a different feel around the place. It just feels like we kind of have more trust in ourselves and the work we're doing, and just more maturity amongst the group, physically, mentally. We're definitely nowhere near where we can get to, I think, but there's definitely been a lot of improvements made. I know it's been a rough few years, especially like since I've got to the club, but even before that. But there's been so much hard work done by people at the club that it hasn't really shown on field, but they've laid the foundations for kind of hopefully this next phase going forward now. And we had a really good summer in terms of just building the belief in our process, and Clarko's been great at driving that. And I think now there's just more belief in the system, in each other. You can't really fast track that experience. Like you see sides, the best teams are the ones that have played the most games together and been through the adversity and big moments. So I think that's just coming together more and more. And yeah, you can't. Winning games of football is the best way to learn, and also losing them. But yeah, we understand that winning feeling a bit more now, and we just want to keep chasing it.
Just on coaching, I noticed Clarko, he gave one of the boys a big fist pump at three-quarter time because he probably stuffed up at stoppage, I think he said. But are you of the opinion you'd prefer that physicality from a coach and straight to the point and direct feedback versus the cuddly, lovey, we've got to look after the young guys? Like, where do you sit with coaching?
I don't think I'm one way. I think I personally just love an honest coach that'll just say it how it is. So probably more the aggressive one if that's how they're feeling. But yeah, I think with Clarko, what he's so good at is building the relationship first off field and that understanding and that trust, and then he can challenge in the way he sees fit. And yeah, like I said, I think honesty is the key. Like if they're just trying to cuddle you and get around you for just to help boost your ego or just help you, I don't see the benefit in that. I think as athletes, we crave that honesty and I guess that authenticity. So for me personally, that's how I respond best.
Love it. And then with a review, anyone that hasn't been in an AFL review, they're quite tense. But I guess like your first couple of years when you're getting smashed, now you're winning games, it can be very cuddly when it shouldn't be. It's like someone's not playing the role or not living up to the trademark and the values of the club, and they don't really address it. Where now that you're winning, they do. Have you seen a shift in the review as well?
Yeah, I have. It's been those first few years when we were losing a lot, you learn so many valuable lessons about how to deal with a loss and how to take what's important from a loss and take those lessons and implement it without getting too caught up in the emotion of it all. Like it is hard losing, but as soon as you can, I guess, compartmentalize that and just take what's important from that and implement it to then focus on the next week and just move on, that's most important. And we lost a lot of games, so we got a lot of practice with it. But I think that's just going to hold us in good stead now. Like you said, it is a bit different now but it also is sort of similar because you're winning games or a few more games and things might seem like everything's going well, but there's still things in your game that you need to improve, like, or moments in games like the trademark, the values and stuff that aren't consistent. So I think we do a good job of not getting too emotional with the result and actually looking about the process of what's important.
I'm guessing Georgie Wardlaw won the trademark award after that Carlton game with the smother.
Yeah, I think it was a unanimous 23 out of 23 for George.
Do you guys sign the footy? Like we used to sign a footy?
Yeah, we signed the footy.
Is that a Mick Barlow initiative or is that any?
No, it was before Mick Barlow.
Nice.
I actually, I write it every week for the boys, or we share it a bit, but I haven't won one this year. I haven't won too many in my time, but Finn O'Sullivan got, I think, 1 or 2 off the back of his jobs and Jai won it on the weekend. So we've done a pretty good job with tagging so far this year. Yeah,
mate, you have. And it's not just tagging, it's working off them as well. And he is a serious talent, isn't he?
Oh, Foss, I say George is my favourite player. He'd be my close second, I reckon. Just on field, off field, the way he goes about it. He's a pretty special player, yeah.
Has he played on you in pre-season? How's he go?
No, he hasn't tagged me or anything. I wouldn't go too well against him, mate. He's a freak. Like, he can run, he's strong, he's fast, and he's just, does the team things non-stop, and then he can win his own ball, and he's just so offensively gifted as well.
Yeah, he's a real talent. Like, I think you've got a real core there, and the fact that you're all willing to roll the sleeves up and play that defensive role, but him in particular, it's exciting times, mate. Talk to me about finding the ball. Let's not sugarcoat it. What have we got here? Your first game versus Eagles. You've had 34, rising star nom. That's not easy. Your pressure of coming in and probably playing at a side that's not getting much ball as well. It doesn't matter if you're playing off halfback. It's still not easy because they roll a dirty high half forward that's just there to tackle. How do you find the ball so easily? And if you could share a secret to these punters out there that are rolling up the local footy this week, what would be your main tip?
It's not an easy question to answer. I'm trying to not give a boring answer either. I think like it's just putting yourself in the right position, and I think my biggest strength that helps me find the ball is my mindset and my game awareness and ability to read the play. Sort of, I think that coupled with a bit of work rate and spatial awareness. So I have a little bit of a saying, like I usually play through the corridor, whether it's half back, half forward, or through the midfield. I have a kind of philosophy where I'm trying to stay corridor side of as many contests as possible. So I'll try not get caught up going to the boundary too much, because then it's hard to reconnect to the corridor. So I think I work pretty hard up and down sort of that one pace. I don't have much speed, Tommy, but I try and get that work rate up and down the ground, just corridor side. So you just get to as many contests as possible. And if you understand where you are in the play and where your teammates are, it helps you make better decisions from there.
It's really good as well. And you're always going to find yourself in more space when you're in the corridor, because everyone does get sucked to the contest. It doesn't matter whether it's under 10s or AFL, they're bees to a honeypot. And now with this new rule as well, which I'd imagine you're loving, because we are loving it just as spectators, it would help that as well, because you're probably in space and they can kick it straight through the corridor. Yeah,
it's been a little bit of an adjustment with the less stoppages and less contested side of the game, which I do think suits me. Like I think I back myself in the contest and around there, but the ability to be inside, outside and read the play and transition quickly, like we're seeing, the game is a very fast pace at the moment. So, those guys that can transition up and down the ground all day and use their skills, it's pretty important.
I love that corridor chat. See, as a wingman, mate, I think that's where I went wrong. I was just lane 8 on the boundary line, just running laps.
It's tough on the wing sometimes. Yeah,
it is tough on the wing. Let's go to some feedback. You know what I will say to start? I think it was Matty Lloyd. You went on the footy show with the boys and they gave you some feedback, and you actually said, no, I didn't mind that. And it was, you took it on board, and then he gave you some positive feedback, because I think the next week you chopped up, which was great. I love the way you handled it. But I definitely disagree with the Sheezy Ball stuff last year. I just want to get your take on that and how you and your family handled it and what you thought of it.
Yeah, mate, when it first came out, I think it was Kane on one of those Channel 7 shows, like it hit me pretty hard. I wasn't as well equipped to deal with that stuff at the time. Like I was still 20 years old and cared a lot about my perception in the public and the footy media. And it wasn't necessarily what he said. It was more just how quickly it blew up and how everyone was talking about it, and how then people started responding to Kane, and then like people were fighting about it, and it just became this whole big thing where I guess the facts of it was just that, I was maybe getting a bit of cheap ball and not impacting as much, which is probably true. Like you said, with the Lloydie criticism, like I agree, I probably sometimes get caught up in not impacting the game as much as I can with the touches that I get, which is fair enough. But I think sometimes I get caught up in the role that I'm playing. That's sort of how it goes. And I'm always looking at ways to impact the game more with my touches. And I think I said on the footy show, like I'm the harshest critic. So if someone else is saying something about my game, I've probably already thought it and seen it and tried to improve it. So that Kane stuff did hit me hard. My family were really good, and everyone around me, my friends and the club, were so supportive about it. I remember breaking down that night, and my old man came around and just supported me and stuff. So it was a tough time, but I learned so many valuable lessons about how to deal with that stuff now, and kind of look back and laugh at it. And I haven't seen Kane, but I don't mind the Sheezy nickname now. It's pretty funny. You take the piss out of it, and a few of the boys call me Sheezy Ball now. So, it's a good laugh.
I'd imagine Griffin Logue would be one of them.
Yeah, he is. He's not too bad. He's got some other nicknames for me that take priority.
But it hit you that hard, so I didn't know that. I just remember us as ex-players, but we support the players, and just felt it was disrespect. I don't like it when they go young players. You know, I think it speaks more volumes of how good you are, and they think you can just handle it, and obviously you can now, but it does make you stronger is the positive out of it. We just don't like when you get targeted, especially as young guys. Maybe if you're a bit older and you can handle it. But I'm sure it'll make you stronger anyway.
Yeah, no, exactly. Guess I'm grateful for it now.
Yeah. And so who else calls you Sheezy Ball at the club? Who are the characters at North?
Who calls me Sheezy Ball? Charlie Comben throws it around a bit. Tom Powell. That crew.
Big Chom. He's going well, isn't he?
Yeah, the big Chom. He's loving it. His podcast is going all right as well. He loves it.
Yeah, the 200 plus boys, they do really well. Great fellas. Butsy's he's very funny. Butsy
Yeah,
is.
Butsy's at training most weeks.
it's
Catching up with
two lives, isn't it? It's like he's on the news and then he's the larrikin on the pod. It's fantastic.
He lives near me as well, so I see him walking down at Central Park here and there. But yeah, we got a good crew of boys. Griff Logue's definitely up there as the character.
We had our Inglewood coffee, What's Brewing, but this is Inglewood coffee, What's Really Brewing. And What's Brewing, that's come across my desk is the sauna. And you love to have a sauna and you'd grab a couple of ice cubes and put them on your plums and just to cool the body down. And I thought, I'll ask him if that's true or false.
Yeah, it's true.
That's unbelievable, mate.
Yeah, we got a good sauna culture brewing down at the Roos. I've got a few boys onto it. We take the ice cubes into the sauna and put them on the old the nurries. Yeah.
And what's the formula behind that?
Well, they say because without getting too nerdy,
get nerdy. This would be good education.
They say when you're in a sauna, if you heat up your balls, that it's not as good for testosterone production and fertility as well. So if you keep your balls cool, then it'll probably prevent that more. So they say your testicles are meant to be outside your body because they're meant to be a bit cooler than the rest of your body. So when you heat your core body temperature up in the sauna, you want to keep your balls colder.
That's unbelievable. I reckon everyone listening right now was having a laugh, and now they're going to the sauna tonight and they got the ice cubes on the plums.
I've actually at home. I've got a little ice pack that I put in, and
Does it get too cold on the
talking about this. No, you get used to it. You condition yourself, just like anything.
I got a mate that was doing this because he was going to have a kid, and they reckon that you got more of a chance of having a boy by putting the plums on ice.
I've heard this as well because they think that athletes, with the warmer sperm, are more likely to have a girl.
There you go.
Not that I'm trying for a kid.
With Harry Sheezel, just teaching you everything about the plums and saunas. You sauna a bit?
Yeah, I try to. Usually 3-4 times a week, starting the day after a game. I usually do that 4 days and then stop it usually 2 days before a game.
Ice baths or massages? What do you reckon makes your body feel better?
Pretty different. I love a massage. I get some treatment a couple times a week outside of the club. I'm loving like my cupping and needling. Like needling, that's the best for me. Just release that tension. Ice bath's not bad. I don't do it as much anymore. I do it more on my off day when I'm not training. Mixed with a sauna.
Do you ever get your shins needled? You ever had that done?
Nah, not needled. I had them cupped the other day actually, which for the first time, which my shins are pretty tight, so it hurt.
Mate, the needles in the shins is it was one of the best things I did, but at the time it's one of the, you can't walk after.
It's the same with the calves. Calves, you get your calves needled, you can't walk for a day.
What I was getting was so tight in the deeper muscles underneath my calf that you can't massage it, so they have to needle it, like get the needle right in there. But then after 24 hours, it was like, $1 million. I got one more. You love to have goal kicking with the boys, and you generally put $50 or a cup of coffee with Inglewood on the line. But not you. Okinawan sweet potatoes. Okinawa. There we go.
So Griff's giving you good mail, but that was actually him. I didn't do. So we have a little joke. I love my sweet potato. It's like I have it probably most days, and my hands actually go a bit orange. My feet go orange from it. It's called beta carotene. It's healthy. It's fine. It's just right from having too much.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
So the boys give me a bit of stick for that as well. And I got Griff on the sweet potatoes a bit more. Like he obviously has always had sweet potato, but now he loves it. And there's a type of sweet potato. It's Okinawa. It's like a Japanese sweet potato. It's like purple. And Griff and I were into him. So we did a little set shot bet on that.
That's unbelievable. And he reckons he got you.
Yeah, he did, but I never bought him the sweet potatoes. Still owe him.
Griff. Yeah, I'd love to see the big fella swing forward. But how do you say it? Okinawan?
Okinawa, yeah.
Okinawa. So there's no N at the end.
Maybe there is. I don't know.
We were Googling it out the back, but I'd never heard of it. Right, I mean, Lockie, we did Google. I mean, Griff did screenshot it, so hopefully that's the one. But, mate, that is a first on Tommy Talks. Ice cubes on the plums for a sauna. I'm going to try that tonight. And Okinawan sweet potatoes. I might have to have a bet with maybe Mitch Wall or Daisy on something that instead of putting cash, we'll put the sweet potatoes on the line and give it a go. I do love me sweet potato.
How good is it?
Slow release, low GI, stuff that I should be having, so I'm not so sloppy.
All over it.
What are your Skinfolds at the moment?
Just under 40.
Do you think it's a joke that we can't release our weight?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, we're professional
athletes. Yeah, I agree. The Skinfolds are pretty outdated, aren't they? I reckon we need to get the DEXA scans more involved.
Mate, you come through the system. First game, 34 disposals, rising star nom, and then you win the BNF as well in your first year. So it all comes quite quickly. What's that like?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy first year. Can't really remember too much of it now. I just remember we won our first 2 games, on top of the world. We beat the Eagles, and then we flew to Perth and knocked off the Dockers in that close game.
The Griff Logue revenge game.
Yeah, the Griff Logue revenge game. We kicked it out, and it was controversial whether it was deliberate or not after the siren. And on top of the world, we were thinking LDU's going to win the Brownlow, Stil's going to win the Coleman, I'm going to win the Rising Star. It was how good's this? How good's footy? We're going to make finals. For Clarko's first year, it's it's changed. It's just like that. We didn't then win for 20 weeks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Until the last game of the year where we knocked off Gold Coast down in Tassie. So started on such a high, and then it was pretty hard through that middle part of the year, just being part of a losing culture. And I'd never been a part of that, coming from a successful under-18s and junior clubs. So it was definitely hard, but you learned so much. And it was also weird because I was kind of going well personally, and everyone was praising me externally, and it was how good's this? But all I cared about was just trying to win and get better and help the team. So it was a really hard year. Very grateful for it, and learnt a lot. And looking back, I'm pretty happy with my start. And but yeah, it was crazy. And to win the BNF was the biggest surprise. Nick Larkey was All Australian that year and probably deserved it. So I wasn't expecting anything BNF night. And yeah, crazy to think now.
Nice little bonus. Paulie Connors always gets that bonus in their contract.
Yeah,
surely
I didn't know about the bonus as well because I didn't think I was a chance, and then got the text from the Geesh man at Paul Connors the next morning saying got a nice little bonus there. And I'm
brilliant.
That's sweet. That's nearly more than my first year contract.
Oh, no. That's awesome, mate. They normally rig the bonuses, not at North, but other clubs, they certainly give you. Got top 5, you're coming 6. What did you learn the most? You just said you won the first 2, you lost the next 20 odd or whatever. Won the last game of the year. But what was the one thing that you learnt the most from those tough times whilst going well?
Yeah, it was kind of what I said earlier about you just need to stay level. You can't get too high with the highs or too low with the lows. And that's something that has been really big for me in my career, and just staying grounded and sticking true to the process and what helps you week to week perform your best and help your teammates as well, and take the learnings from each game and each loss and try and be better the next game because, you can improve drastically within a week and a lot can change. So that's the main thing I've learned is just not getting too up and down and just trying to take what's important and move forward.
It's well said. I remember when I was a young fella, they put a graph up. I don't know what it's called. We could almost Google it at the back, but it's about Matthew Pavlich's performances, and it was just all about consistency.
Yeah.
We don't want the best on ground and then no impact. We just want what we expect every week. And if we get that and we get everyone buying in, we generally win the game. So funny how you say that.
You get your 75% in the green on the trademark and you win the game.
Yeah, I think it was 16 blokes out of the 22 because it's 23 now.
Yeah, it's 16, 17 now.
Yeah, we got the extra player. But if you get that, you generally win the game. And I'll tell you what, if we did get the win, it's always people just lean. I'm not sure. I'll just tick yes so I keep my spots.
Yeah, that's it.
Mate, one more on coaching, but Clarko, his impact on you. You've had a few coaches throughout your career, until in juniors, successful. As I said, you've won most places you've been. How's his impact been on you and the club?
Yeah, it's been massive. Personally for me, he started coaching North when I got drafted. So I've kind of been through his North journey in the same time as him. And it's been interesting because that first year he obviously had to leave the game because of what was going on behind the scenes, and it did take a big toll on him, which was hard to see. And as a first-year player, I had no idea. You just think that's your senior coach. I didn't know how AFL operates, but he was clearly dealing with a lot of shit that was weighing in on him. So, it was a bit of a shock when he left, and it's just been great to see him now back with his full passion and invested in the group. Yeah, he's back, but. From day one, my relationship with him, he's just the thing that with Clarko is he just cares. He cares about the game, so he'll do everything he can to help us with our game plan. And he's always looking at other teams and looking at our game thoroughly just to try and improve. And he's never satisfied with where you're at, no matter how good or how bad you're going. It's just always craving just to get better. And like I said earlier, he's great at just giving that. The belief in his players, so building that relationship from the start. His idea to put me to half back in my first year, I did not see that coming at all. But in hindsight, it was probably the best move for my career. And I have full trust in him in how he wants me to play and the role I want to play, but then also the team. So, very lucky to be playing under him. I was a big Hawthorn nuffy, like I said, growing up. So he was like my idol. And, it's pretty surreal still to be coached by him.
I was just thinking that when you were talking about it, I was like, oh, this is the guy that you've looked up to as a kid because you supported Hawks and you can see how much success he's had. So the belief in, you've got in him naturally as well coming through is a match made of heaven.
Yeah.
And it's very good recruiting as well. Who's Georgie Wardlaw go for?
He was a Bombers fan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe looking forward to well, I grew up American for the Bombers. They're starting to get going as well.
Yeah, they had a good win.
Equaling the most disposals of all time, 54 against the Tigers. Just take us back. What's that like when you get the 50th and you still got a little bit more juice in you? And when you're thinking about 55?
Oh, that game was just crazy. Like that last quarter, the whole game became around me getting touches, and it was just so hard to just try and focus on playing footy. And my teammates come into me like, oh, how many do you need for 50? And I'm like, I don't know, just play the game. And it's coming up on the scoreboard, and the water boy's coming on telling me every touch, he's like 43, 44. I'm like, just settle, like, let me just play the game. What will be, will be. But mate, it was a special day. Teammates were so good about it, just trying to get me the ball there. And like up until then, it just happened. It just, some days you just falls in your lap, and that day it fell in my lap quite a bit. We played really well as a team. That was the main thing, and that's why it was such a special day, because we hadn't had too many convincing wins, and to knock the Tigers off in a convincing way was great. And everyone played. There were like 5 or 6 boys played career best games.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a coming out game for all of us. But yeah, I got run down on 49 by Maurice Rioli. Got given a handball by Tristan Sherry out of the middle and got run down. And Clarko was furious. Like he's like, no, none of this stuff. Like
get on the boot.
Yeah, like don't just feed him. And then there was a few minutes left, and I was fortunate enough to pick up another few.
Mate, it's so good that you got the 50. I remember I think it was Bailey Daly's on the 49, and one of his teammates, like he's on and he just kicked it to Naughty on a lead, and they're all burning. So like getting the 50 and raising the half ton must feel good.
Yeah, no, the North boys were loyal. They looked after me, and I'm kind of happy. Tommy Mitchell had the 54, and he texted me after the game saying, happy to share it with you. So I guess I'm happy I didn't keep going.
That's a little flex from Tommy. I love that. Welcome to the club. It's an exclusive club as well.
Yep, just me and him. So
well, you got plenty of time to break that one. And I mean, 50. I haven't seen the breakdown, but what quarter did you have the most? And you must have had a 20 plus.
I actually don't think I did. I was pretty consistent. All I know is I had 28 at halftime, and then everyone was just talking about it. And I was like, nah, like don't worry. Like, I think I had 41 or 2 at three-quarter time. I can't remember exactly, but I think it was a pretty consistent day, and it just kind of all fell into place. Like Richmond didn't put anyone really on me until late, and it just happened. So I don't think it's going to happen again, but you never know.
Well, the way that you accumulate the ball, if we can just get a team that doesn't want to tag and they just want to develop. It's funny, if you're a coach, think about if you're the coach, right, and you've got a bloke running around like you. He's had 41 at three-quarter time. You're getting blown out. It's like, do you put someone on him so that he doesn't get the record, or you just go, nah, like he's deserved this record if you can't defend? What would you do if you're the coach?
Well, I'm happy to let him go. We play the Tigers this week, so I'm a bit scared to talk up this game, and then I'll go out there
afterwards. So don't worry about it. This will come out afterwards.
Yeah, hopefully I haven't had 10 and haven't gotten near it.
Nah, you'll be fine. The one thing they do is they go head to head the Tigers, so you should be sweet. What about Tassie, mate? Do you enjoy playing down there?
Yeah, it was good. We don't play there anymore now. We because we sold those games to Perth, so that's actually really fun. Last year we did that for a couple of weeks to stay up there with the whole team and spend some time together. Was good fun. But yeah, Tassie was great. We always stayed at the same hotel, so it was good to just get back. It's kind of like a home away from home for us. So disappointing we won't be heading back there, and I also love it now because I kind of played my best footy there. So good memories, and unfortunately we won't really be playing much there anymore. But when the Devils come in, it'll be good to get back there.
When are you contracted till?
2030.
Oh, you're laughing. They said they wouldn't go for contracted players. So there you go. Even though he loves it, we'll look out the Devils. He'll be playing against you. What about your favourite team to play against so far? Who's the team that you love playing against?
It's more just the game, the Good Friday game. I love that game because it's our biggest game for the club, our home game. We usually get close to 50,000 there, and the whole build up with the Good Friday appeal and going to the Royal Children's Hospital. It's been a pretty disappointing game for us on field the last few years, but it was good to get the win a couple of weeks ago, and hopefully, we can keep building
I
it.
backed you in, mate. I backed you in.
Good.
It was, I said, we talked about it earlier, but I've got a fair few mates that go for North, and it's emotional stuff for them. You know,
Mate,
I'm sure you're only a young fella, but they've seen a bit of success. You know, prelims, I think in 14 maybe, but they've been down there for a little bit. And that moment, as I said, it was one of those ones where you just it was cracker, and the fact that you finished it off is in front of the big crowd.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get those crowds. You know, when you're winning, everyone starts to roll out. So hopefully that's not the biggest game for the rest of the year, and you get a few more.
I know. It kind of feels like we're everyone's sort of second favourite team at the moment. Everyone's hopping on the shin boner, so hopefully it keeps coming.
Well, mate, we all want to see you do well, and you've got a good list. What about the Larkey? He's a funny man. His impersonations, he must just roll them out every day. He's obviously the skip, but he's such a relatable, likeable, hardworking, great player as well. But the big Sulv, how's he travelling? And what's his latest impersonation?
Mate, he's the best. Like, he's honestly, like, even stepping up in, like, to the captaincy, he's been flawless ever since. Like, he's one of the best people at the club. Like, genuinely, he's so passionate about the place, loves all the players, and so caring and works very hard in his game. So we're very lucky to have him as captain, and he's doing an incredible job. And I think he's a big reason why we're playing much better this year. With the impersonations, it's pretty funny. Like, at the moment, he's not sure whether to keep rolling with him because he's a captain. Every time he goes on a podcast now, you hear him say, like, I don't know if I can now that I'm captain. He puts that out first, and then everyone's like, mate, just do it. He workshops them. So it's always when he's in the car. So he'll send a video. He's just driving, and he'll just send a video. And you know when you get a video from Nick Larkey on Snapchat that he's working on a new impersonation, and he's got, I think, Andrew Dillon in the works at the moment. So,
there you get a CEO in the works.
Yeah. So he said he's not sure whether he can whip it out just yet. Bit of refining to do, but it's pretty good.
I love when he had purple. I think it was on Triple M or whatever, with Damo, but he's just rolling out just a few random ones every now and then. But it's he did Rafael Nadal on the potty with me. I think someone else joined him as well. I can't remember, but mate, he's that funny. It's definitely don't stop, Sulv. Don't stop.
No, we love it. It's so good because he's not just good at the voice, but he actually speaks like the content is exactly what that person would say. So he's a smart, witty man.
He's very intelligent as well. So he can merge it all together, humour and intelligence.
He's a complete package.
Mate, that's elite. And he's goal kicking. He's just a dead-eye dick. Do any of the boys spend time with him? Because what is it? Like, I mean, he's clearly, I think he's one of the most accurate goal kickers of all time, and because he has a lot of shots as well. So does he pass on a bit of, does he run his own goal kicking stations? Because if you can finish your work, it goes a long way to winning games.
100%. Like, I've tried to spend so much time out there just asking him questions, trying to pick his brain. But the thing with him, his set shot is so unique, the way he does it. Like, he kind of pokes at it, which is not traditional. And the way he, like, his run up even, it's just not that, like, momentum. It doesn't have much, like, fluidity. And the way he holds the ball, he kind of like rolls it off his hand as he kicks it. So it's very hard to replicate. But, mate, he's the most accurate set shuffle goal. Anything within 30, he takes a mark within 30, I just know he's kicking it.
Which is massive.
It's so good. And to have that as your skip, you just know, like, you get it to him and it's just like, mate, it's going through. So you can just like, all right, we're setting up for the next one. Don't want to put more pressure on him because he might miss
he doesn't need to. Like, what I hate is the commentator curse. I hate it. And it doesn't matter for Sulv.
No,
it doesn't really matter. The numbers are there. And like you said, inside 30, when they're out, a bit further out, it's a bit harder. We know that. But even on an angle, he's just drop punt, bang.
From anywhere. Yeah. It's always just enough. He always just gets it there. I just say to him, it's just enough so he he doesn't try and kick it too hard. It's just gets there.
It's an underrated skill as well. I reckon there's a lot of the, you call them the old school footballers, and they say, they miss too many. And there's a lot of fatigue that goes into it. But yeah, he's one of those ones that's bucked the trend and just gone back, and he works his ass off, and he always just goes through it. So it's a good point that actually it's not, you can't really replicate his routine.
Yeah.
Where, you'd like to. Speaking of leadership, we spoke about Cuddly versus direct coaching, and you loved it. But I want to talk about Mick Barlow. He's a good mate of mine. I live with him, but he was a great player. He's been a great coach. He went through Werribee. He's gone through development at North, and now he's a midfield coach for you guys.
Yeah.
LDU, and all the other boys are just starting to fly. Like, what's he brought to the table that wasn't there, I guess, the last 3 years?
Yeah, very fortunate to have Mick on board, just his footy brain. is incredible. And I try and pick that as much as possible. And he has an amazing balance of bringing great energy to the group through his gags and his banter. And as you know, he's got a great sense of humour, but his understanding of the game and his willingness to help us grow and think outside the box and always challenge us to be better and then just come back to basics. I think that's something that he's really helped us with this year. We've always been a pretty good contested ball clearance team, and it's kind of the way our list is sort of with a lot of like talented midfielders. But he's along with Clarko, and I think he does a great job of just keeping it really simple for us and not trying to overdo it and just let us do our stuff. And he gives us a lot of belief and puts us in the right positions and sets the game up in a way that we can just go out and play and be ourselves. So, I love working with him. I love reviewing my game. We have a lot of honest chats pre and post game and how I can improve. And like we said before about like stepping up in big moments, like he just senses the moment and he understands how I kind of operate and think, because I think he was pretty similar when he went about it. So, I've loved working with him.
Do you think he can coach an AFL side?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes it's hard to see when he's cracking some of those gags. It's a bit inappropriate. You're like, no, I don't think you're gonna be able to be a coach. But mate, 100%. Like he just gets it. His footy brain, like I said, and his ability. I think why he can is because of those jokes and stuff. But he just gets people. Like he's a people's person. He can connect with people. He can really get the most out of them. Hopefully it's with the Kangas when Clarko wants to be done.
Yeah, well said. No, he's and he loves footy. Like he loves how many Rossisms. He loves Rossi Lyon. What's his one word? Like I hear it all the time. I love the work he does with Dylan Lids. He just has so many Rossisms. I sit there and go, mate, you're just ripping off Ross.
Mate, it's so funny. He just some of the stories he told, like the Ross stories. I won't whip them out here. Some are probably not right for the podcast, but it's so funny when you get Mick up and about talking about Ross.
He copped a few as well. Like he used to cop a fair few on the spread. He wasn't like shop on the spread, but geez, he could hunt the ball.
Oh, I know. Yeah. And he speaks about other players a lot as well, the bad ones, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He's
got a great memory. I mean, I hear some of the slang and the way he talks. It's like it feels like I was back in the rooms at Freo. But
the best is when we have a mids chat just on messages, and he's pretty random sometimes, Mick. And when you just get a message on the day after a game, he just comes up with the most rogue stuff. He just and then all the boys get on and get the banter going. So, he's great.
He is great, mate. He's and what you said's spot on. He was so good for young players. That's why I got along with him so well, and so professional, but also knows when to have a beer and just get around the boys and bond and all that kind of stuff. So, and then he's coaching. I mean, I haven't been around him for the last, however many years, but if you just follow where he's been, there's always been success. So, hopefully see him coaching one day. AFL will be definitely one of his dreams, I reckon, and he could definitely do it. We spoke about positional. You want to be a mid, but play a little bit more forward. What's the ideal way to play a game now in terms of there's that many on the bench, but I feel like these new rules, this is me just observing the first 6-7 games, whatever it is, 6-7, that's embarrassing, 5 or 6, but I feel like players are getting stuck on the bench and really good players.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind you just dropping forward and playing deep forward and not too deep where you're in sort of space, but do you feel like you can just drop forward and versus go to the bench, or is that rotation really important?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'd love to not go off. I feel like, but I think you need to, like with rotations out, like you need to be able to spin the wheels and can't keep people on the bench for too long. So it's hard to get the balance. Like I don't love the 5 on the bench, to be honest, because of that time on the bench that you get. Sometimes you get caught there, and it just means more players have to be on the bench. So it's hard at some stages, and as you've seen, like there's some players playing 50, 60% game time, and it's really hard to impact a game. Like we've got players that can do that, and are really high burst, high energy players that can do it really well. But I know me personally, like I like getting in a consistent groove in a game, and I like to stay involved and get through patches. So I feel like if I haven't touched it for a bit or haven't impacted the game, then I come off. It like really disrupts my rhythm. So I'd love to not come off, but it's probably not a reality.
It's a good point, isn't it? There's certain, like Dane Swan, when I spoke to him, he was one of the first to do it, just 7-minute bursts and just to dominate. But then there's like your long runners or as you said, your blokes that just find the ball, get the rhythm, and they can kind of go all day. Their endurance is through the roof. Yeah. But it's a long season as well. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So they kind of got to get you right for the back end of the season.
Hopefully finals for the Kangaroos.
Mate, that's what we want. What do you think of the top 10? You
Yeah,
like
I
it?
it? Just another chance to play in a big game, and yeah.
You watch the NBA and the NFL? You love all that?
Yeah, love it.
Oh, the NBA on now, the playing tournament. It's pretty exciting, really. Like when you watch it, knockout and whatnot. It's I think it's good.
Yeah, I was surprised the Warriors beat the Clippers.
Yeah, Steph Curry, you just can't, write him off. He didn't have I don't think he had 8 points at halftime. He finished with 35.
Yeah,
he's a freak. It's good to see those guys around. People don't, we don't have them around for much longer. We might have 3 or 4, but while they're still putting up performances like that, who do you bow for in the NBA?
I'm a Brooklyn fan.
Ooh,
so, yeah.
They've been stinky for a long time.
Yeah, horrible since, KD, Harden and Kyrie left. But I went for them a bit before that when they were a lot of fun, with D'Lo and Karis LeVert, Kenny Atkinson as a coach, like that fun when they were dancing on the bench and stuff. So I loved them back then. Went to a playoff game against the 76ers and then, they've been pretty shit since.
What about the NFL? You went to the Rams. Remember we linked up with the Rams. Are you a Rams man? Or
I'm a Rams
Oh, you're
man.
on board?
Yeah, I was a
That's
Rams
big.
man before that, actually. So, thanks for teeing that up. It was good fun to go through SoFi, and that facility is just next level. Like,
Crazy.
yeah, like compared to the stadiums here, it's just like out of this world.
How excited are you for the game now? Because obviously you're a Rams fan. You get the Rams house in Melbourne at the MCG.
Yeah, they sent me a little kit getting ready for the game. So hopefully they sort me out tickets. You'd think so.
Sorted, mate. You'll be sorted. Don't
So
worry.
that'll be good fun. See the NFL. I hate exhibition games. I think they're a waste of time. So the fact that it's an actual regular season game is really exciting and actually make it worthwhile, I think.
Couldn't agree more. Players aren't trying. They bring the bees down.
It's just a waste of time.
No one's competing because there's nothing on the line. So the fact that it's for points, it's massive.
Yeah.
And San Fran coach has already said he's not, he's not
no.
too fond of the travel. So we're all on the Rams bandwagon.
That's it.
Mate, a couple more before we round it out. But just the lifestyle. I think Will Ashcroft's someone that, your same draft year and you guys have gone through the ranks. But he spoke to us after his flag last year and, he's got tattoos on him now. And he certainly said that he probably got it wrong with his lifestyle balance. That's what he said. He reckons he loosened up a bit more. I want to know, where do you see yourself with your balance and your lifestyle into year 4?
Yeah, I think it's always a work in progress. And I kind of keep it pretty flexible. Like I go through stages of things that work for me, like with my routine in terms of football and then things that I like to do outside of football. And there's something always new in my life. So I like to keep it exciting and fresh and I don't kind of have a rigid routine that I have to do all the time because I like that, like the excitement of new things coming in and that variety. So, I can't really give you a straightforward answer, but I think I'm getting better at understanding how I best prepare for a game and then outside that, then what I can do best to switch off and get that balance really right. So Nick Larkey actually really helped me with it in my first year when I was getting a bit too caught up in the footy side of things, was just to have something that you love outside of football to do the day after a game or a couple of days after a game and just have that plan ready to go. So no matter what happens in the game, you have that escape. And that was massive for me just in terms of switching off and kind of separating the two. So that's big. I have like a list of things that I love outside of football that I kind of go to here and there, but also like keep it pretty flexible, like I said before.
I think Mark Zara, the jockey, one of the best, he does that. He books the dinner in after the races, no matter what. And he goes, it's a good time when you win a Group 1, but if you have a stinker, it's the nice restaurant with the Dale, few friends, switch off. And it's just routine.
It's so important. It's so important. There's nothing worse than after a bad game, you haven't played well, you go home and you just there ruminating over it. There's nothing worse.
What are some of your hobbies, mate?
Back on the golf sticks at the moment. Go through stages with that.
Pre-game? You play golf pre-game?
Nah.
You think you should be allowed to?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's what Darcy Fogarty was in the headlines.
True. It's all back. Yeah. No, the media will pick you apart for anything that doesn't go well, mate. But yeah, I love my golf.
You can't even have those Nakawan potatoes or whatever they're called.
You got to have those. That's good prep. I love my golf at the moment, playing as much as possible, but not overdoing it really. I just love spending time with friends and family. I love my board games, so just switching off with that. I love my American sport, following all sorts of things, and just basic stuff really, mate.
Brilliant. You in the fantasy football, NFL?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to get you in this year. We'll have to get you in, speak to Griff and the boys. There's always space for some more fans. No, that's great, mate. I think it's been an elite chat. I just want to go back to the start. As I said, why do you think you are so elite? What principles did you learn as a young fella? It's clearly taking you through all these elite squads, education, the way you handle yourself, speaking to all the boys that I know, they just love you. You know, they think you're funny, underrated funny, love to be around you. You know, the way you work you work harder than anyone. So all these traits are fantastic. So what do you put it down to?
I think the one thing is just I love what I do and I have that passion for it and I genuinely care. I think as long as you have that in whatever you do, you're just going to be more inclined to give it your all and learn new things. I think I'm always staying curious and trying to upskill and get better and learn new things and learn off different players from different sports. And I think the main thing that's just the constant is just having that passion and that love and the drive, which motivates me to do what I do each day. And I know it's so cliche, but I genuinely love football. And the thing that I love most about football is that you can never be perfect and that you can always improve. And I'm always chasing that, always chasing perfection, knowing I'm not going to get there. And I just love the journey. I love being around teammates and doing it with them. The thing I also love is that, it's not just up to one person in our game, that you need to rely on other people. So it's not just what you do for yourself, but it's how you can influence others, not just on game day, but during the week. And so there's a few things in there, but I think the constant is just the passion and love for the game.
I love it. Stay curious as well. Passion, genuine care. It's fantastic stuff. You talked about journaling as well. Do you put in your goals? You don't need to share them, but I remember being at the Giants and it was some very ambitious goal setting where we shared. Blokes are putting down Brownlows, premierships, and don't be shy of that. But is there that goal to be the skipper and lead the club to their first flag in a long time and all that kind of stuff? Do you spend a bit of time journaling all that stuff?
I have long-term career goals that are there. They're just sitting there in the background that I wrote in my first year, and I create goals each year just for that specific season, but I don't focus on them too much. And I used to journal like every day, twice a day, but I've pegged it back a bit now. And I think I get a better balance with just doing a bit of meditation, visualization and breath work and stuff when I need, and having that stuff in the background, though, like I call it the high level stuff, which is like your career goals and year goals. And all I really focus on is the day-to-day process stuff. So what's going to help me get there. And that's where I kind of put all my energy, and the rest will take care of itself,
That's
hopefully.
Great stuff. Yeah, you get the long term, the purpose kind of stuff, and then you just worry about the process. And if you feel like you're shifting, have a quick look at that. Come back to process.
Yeah, well, hopefully they're aligned. Like when you do it, you have your higher level goals, and then you have your stuff that will get you there, and then what you do every day to help you get there. So it's just a nice little flowing chain, hopefully.
It's brilliant, mate. It's brilliant. It's really good stuff. And a lot of people at home has said, I now know the answer why you are different. And that's why I said to you at the start, we're going to work it out together. And it's, mate, I've loved this chat, and we could continue for hours. You're one of the most elite in the competition. And I'm going to have to get home to that sauna later. I can't wait to put the ice on the plums and just see what the kind of effect is there. That's some of the best mail off Griffin Logue.
Yeah.
I'll have to give him a bag of Inglewood coffee beans. Now, Matt, we've got one more segment. It's one of my favourite segments, but it's our Quickfire hot sauce with our friends at Stat, mate. And I've got some prizes for you. I've got you a couple of pairs of sunnies, mate. So try them on and leave them on if you like. There's a Melrose Crystal. They always go well with the nice tan skin.
Got a few pairs of Rixies now, but all in the same colour, so it'd be good to diversify the.
There we go. Oh, beautiful. That's elite. And then I also got you the Boston in aqua, because they're it's like a navy blue, which will go well.
Unreal.
Pre-game fits now. Yeah. You boys are going to start rocking the pre-game fit.
We haven't done that yet, but hopefully we start getting going.
You're one of the leaders of the club. Just get it going. Get it going.
The Rixies will be on if I do.
All right, leave them on and I'll ask you. You ready?
Yep.
I got you some stuff here. Downtown chocolate brown sugar toffee flavored coffee. This is where you just dip it into your I'm getting boiling water for you.
Yep.
So that's from our friends at Inglewood. That's the grouse.
Oh, good.
That's you. And then some beans as well. I got you some just standard beans. Right. So hopefully you've got a coffee machine at home. And we got you a mug. Coffee mug.
Right. Everything.
Sorted. Thank you. Sorted, mate. Sorted. All right, here we go. Interest away from footy. We won't ask. What's the number one interest away from footy?
Pretty boring, but just like spending time with family and friends.
Love it. Favourite teammate?
George Wardlaw.
Favourite spot in Tassie?
Ninja Arena.
Number one cafe that all the boys go to?
Roasting Warehouse, just around the corner from the club.
Love it. Hardest opponent you've faced so far?
Played on a tracker in my first year track, and I think he had 33 and 3, so I'd say him.
Love it. You don't get over that stuff, do you?
No.
Sherry zip-locking steaks.
I loved it. Hopefully you can backseal a few for me.
Your bench press numbers?
117 and a half is my max.
That's big. And Paulie Curtis, can you confirm?
I honestly don't know. There's been that many numbers thrown out there. I actually don't know what he benches.
The best sledge you've ever had? I've got one here from Liver. How's the organic food going?
That's up there. That's up there. I loved that was on the mic. I didn't hear it at the time, and then it was great to see that on Instagram after. Very funny.
It's a real classic sledge as well, isn't it?
It's so random as well. Like, I guess that's what people kind of think of me when I'm playing. So, I'm glad he whipped it out. It was good funny.
And is Cooper Trembath the next Buddy?
No, he's his own player. He could be better than Buddy.
That's amazing.
He's a freak.
He is a freak. He was at that hanger last week. And then last one, start one or cut one? The sauna with ice on the plums or 5 Okinawan sweet potatoes?
No, can't go. Mate, honestly, I could not live without sweet potato. So I have to go to Okinawas.
There you go. The saunas are out the door. Thank you for playing Quickfire Hot Sauce with our friends at StatMate. And thank you for coming on the podcast, mate. I know how busy you boys are. Your routine is everything. And from everyone here at Osmerican Aces, our friend StatMate, Inglewood Coffee, I just want to say thank you so much. Wishing you all the best, not just this year, every year. I want to see you guys go deep into September. I hate seeing the teams down the bottom for a while, but since you and Georgie and all the boys that have been there, you have all re-signed. I've loved it and just love what you're building. So, mate, thank you so much for jumping on the podcast. It's been elite.
Thank you. Been good fun. Good to chat. And, hopefully be back on at some stage.
Whenever you want, mate. Whenever you want. Hopefully we've got the Rixies pre-game with all the North boys in the casual clothes because they're good-looking units and they wear elite kit. That's all we got. Thanks, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that Tommy Talks. Send it to a North fan. Send it to a football fan. Or send it to your mate that needs to learn how to find the prune because this guy gives you all the answers and we'll see you next week right here. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Shaquille O'Neal. I'm wearing Rick's sunglasses, made in Australia.
Shaq loves Australia.
See?
There we go.
Your first commercial right there.
Head to checkout and use the discount code ACES and you'll get 20% off site-wide. Rick's, eyewear that inspires confidence.